Okay, it is at the end of day one of the NADA show. We are at the main stage. Actually, pan around for a second. Look at this venue. I feel like we are in like
theater.
A mix between like a gladiators arena and the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah.
Right?
And so we're here.
Going to come down from the ceiling.
They just named the New Time Dealer of the Year award, or Dealer of the Year. Nikki Haley just got off with just about everybody we passed on the way in. Said that was a phenomenal job, and we may have met our next president. So everyone's trying to get. So we didn't get to cover that, but that's the sentiment. We're here with Michael Cirillo and Brian Kramer, whom you already know, after a day of losing our voices and talking to
just
dealers.
A couple times.
I wonder how many words we've used today.
Oh, we should chat GPT it.
Otter.ai.
Summarize Paul and Kyle's day. ChatGPT.
That would be amazing. I cannot comprehend.
Summarize all conversations from today. Back to basics.
Back to the basics.
That is okay. Let's talk about the conversations we had today, because obviously between the four of us, we probably had a couple hundred conversations. Yeah. So let's just go with you first, Michael.
A lot of this back to basics conversation, I mean, it depends on where you go in the exhibit hall. You've got your kind of marketing segment, you've got your cookie list talks, you've got back to basics, you have sales training, you have all those sorts of things, but really an emphasis on, we probably should forget about the last 2 years of incredible profitability as we see the trends start to maybe return to pre-pandemic conditions and start focusing in on be a good person.
See, there it is. All right. You got the silver bullet though, so that's good.
I did. Everybody's looking for the silver bullet. You know, everybody wants to know what it is.
And we have it right here.
I brought one with me.
And on a live stream, we have to move locations really quickly because people are going to converge any moment.
It's Texas. That's Texas.
We're in Texas.
So that's socially acceptable. I just don't have my belt.
This is a silver bullet.
But I'll tell you what. You know, we was talking to some really large dealer groups, and it's been crazy being on this side versus the other side I've been on every single other year. Right. But as we're asking every single small, large dealership group, you know, what are your main goals, objectives that we can help you out with this year? And it's ironic, but they almost all had the exact same answer. Sell more cars, service more cars, and make more money.
No way. Crazy.
Do it in a more simple way. But the overall theme was they wanted it to be more simple, less less complexity, and that was the common theme.
Yeah, I like the themes that I was hearing was there was this, and we talked to Patrick Abad about this, where like everyone's going where there's some uncertainties, we're not really sure exactly what's going to happen, there's a lot of levers, but there's still like certainty in that, knowing that we just went through all of these uncertainties, and the certainty is like we're going to find a way, we're going to focus on the things we need to focus on, we're going to take care of our people, take care of our inventory, take care of our community, and that's like, it's just this resounding theme. And I think because there's that resounding theme within auto dealers, that's why like the bumps in the road, it always is just kind of a bump in the road. It's right. Like for hundreds of years, bump in the road. Here we go, bump in the road. Right. And I think that's what the theme is like. I think everyone coming here searching for answers to the questions that they probably already had, and they're realizing that in day one.
But I will say the resounding thing of all the dealers that I've interacted with today is that they came here on purpose with a purpose, that they wanted to be ahead of this. And they said, I came here because I'm anticipating something happening, or I need to lean on my operation, or I want to know how to be ahead of everybody else. When this bubble pops, like on used car values, I want to be on offense. How do I get from here to there? So I would say that they're definitely offense-minded, all the dealers that came out of it.
There's one element, actually, this is something that you told me that you heard from Michael, so this is hearsay. You're not here to validate this at all.
Okay.
But we talked about the concept of coming back to basics, and it's very easy for us to look at the past and lie to ourselves that we were doing something right and now feel good about getting back to it, right? And maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you're saying back to basics. Can we be honest that we never actually did that? Maybe we should talk about like adopting the basics for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, proof is in the pudding, right? The proof of ability is in results. And if we were actually applying the basics, we wouldn't be talking about getting back to them, because in the same breath, nobody can admit what those basics were. Like if we were going back to something we were familiar with, we'd be like, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. And really, we're still trying to wrap our head around, well, what are those actual basics? So I just think it's kind of an interesting sentiment. But, you know, to kind of tie these 2 points together, there's this undertone of knowing you can't have an industry as big as the automotive industry and not experience bumps. Bumps are an indication that the industry is the size that it is. You know what I mean? And if we just take that moment to recognize, well, what got us here? What was it? What's the heart and soul of the industry that got us to the size that it is? And how many? I think I heard a stat, and I could be wrong. It was like 1 out of every 4 jobs in America has something to do with automotive.
I totally believe that.
Right?
It's gotta
Supply
be.
chain, you know, say like just doesn't matter what it is. Right. So we were doing something right, and so I think what the sentiment they're trying to convey is, I need to understand of myself what it is that I did to get to this point and line item it so I can refer back to it as a playbook almost.
Yeah.
I can tell you one thing that's for sure is that the energy is back at NADA. It's not like it has been the past couple of years.
Without a doubt.
It's
And
like
it's coming.
2019 again.
That's right.
Yo, this
feel
is,
it.
it has been not, like, you can see just walking the halls, like everyone's kind of on their toes, everyone's moving, there's a lot of questions being asked, everyone's willing to have conversations, and even just, you know, we keep mentioning this today, but like the size of it, even the sheer size, I think creates that energy.
Without a doubt.
So I'm excited to see like what unfurls out of this, and I think tomorrow's going to be interesting because today's been that hype, energy, everyone sees the 40,000, like what does everyone walk into tomorrow hitting the ground running, ready to do, ready to learn, ready to talk about?
That's right.
So hey, look, we will make sure and bring you all of that tomorrow. We've had a ton of fun today. We're gonna go celebrate with some people, be around the industry. If you are at NADA and you're catching this, come find us. If you're not, we'll make sure and bring everything live to you tomorrow, just like we did today.
Thank you.